Hey you guys, Board Game Critic here. I'm back again with some fun stuff for you today. It's a Kickstarter preview. Let's go ahead and look at some stuff coming up from Facade Games. Now, if you don't know Facade Games, you definitely should. Characterized by their awesome production, beautiful artwork, and just pure attention to detail, they have what they call their Dark Cities games. Now, these are all games along a pretty specific theme. All of these games kind of retell things that happen throughout history that are pretty off color. I love the dark, grisly themes that go along with them. One of their most famous is Salem. Salem is a hidden roles deduction game. You could think of it as Werewolf, but let me tell you, Salem is so much better than Werewolf. Anyway, the second one that I was introduced to was Bristol. Now, Bristol takes place in during the Black Plague in Bristol, England, and you're trying to get out of the city before you're trapped inside and left for dead to be ravaged by the Black Plague. Now, their newest edition is Hollywood 1947. In Hollywood 1947, you have communists who are trying to slide nefarious off-color messages into films that can be used as propaganda. I would have to look into the actual legitimacy and the actual historical facts around this, but it's a really cool theme. In Hollywood, you're going to have patriots, you're going to have communists, and you're going to have rising stars. Now, the rising stars just want the films to succeed. They want to keep the balance in power so that none of them get shut down. The patriots are trying to keep all of the communist media out of the upcoming films, and the communists are trying to slide it in. So basically, I'm not going to belabor the game points a lot because I think that there are going to be other videos that do that better. What I want to give you is how this differs from current role and hidden role and deduction type games, and tell you what you might or might not like about it. One of the coolest things I think about Hollywood, first, is just the art is out of this world amazing. What they've done is they've taken all of these genres, I'll hold them up here, all of these genres from different, I guess, Hollywood movies, and illustrated them in a way that is not only unified, but just like an awesome modern throwback to some of these old-timey movie posters of the era. Just a great design point that I'm super on board with. So honestly, first is just, as expected, production value is just there for Facade Games. They've done it time and time again. So let's go on to the second thing that I like. A lot of this is going to feel like Resistance. If you've played Resistance, which should be showing up here. If you played Resistance, you're basically going on missions and trying to decide whether they succeed or fail. Now, it's a pretty clear line drawn between Resistance and Hollywood. There's not a ton unique there. As far as gameplay goes, hidden roles and deduction games, they follow a pretty common trend. Now, what I like about this one is sometimes games along this theme or along these mechanics can feel pretty scripted and pretty repetitive. What I like here is there's some randomness thrown into it that can really, really mess with your plans. Sometimes I really dislike the mental backflips that you're trying to do during these games, but what's cool about Hollywood is you may not have the opportunity to slip some of your information into the movie, even if you're the patriot trying to do a good thing, trying to keep the video out of the press. It may not work. Everybody has a die in front of them, and everybody has a specific role that's going to allow them kind of this asynchronous player ability that lets them change things around the board. So what's going to happen is throughout, you're going to be using your job and your influence in Hollywood to kind of manipulate what other players can or cannot do. A lot of that is getting rid of cards from their hand. Sometimes it's rolling their die so that they're left out of the picture so that they can't have any say or influence in it. Very, very cool how well the theme ties in with the actual gameplay. So, is it for you? I assume you're seeing this on Kickstarter because that's mostly why I'm doing this. Is the game for you? I think you know who you are. If you like hidden roles and deduction games, I think this is a fun evolution on some of those themes. It's not wildly different, but that can be a very good thing if you know you like this genre. If you're not sure, This might be a good place to start. But I would honestly start with one of their other ones like Salem or Bristol. But I think you know who you are if you'll like this game. If you do not like hidden rolls, deduction, lying, looking sideways at people across the table and wondering what they're up to, you're not going to like the game. So we can put that to rest. But if you are interested in this, I think it's a great faithful adaptation. Some big things for me are how the story and the mechanics come together beautifully. Once again, the amazing artwork that they've included is just fun. And overall, I think this is a great one for the space.